Hey, welcome back to the show. Today's March 6, 2018. First off, I want to thank everyone that's joined me on Patreon ever since I've started that account. It's been there for a very long time. I really didn't say much before because I was kind of like growing slowly on YouTube. Didn't want people to think I was doing it just for that. And nowadays, it's slowly been growing. I'm really thankful to everyone that's stuck with me throughout all this time and people that have joined newly. I really feel blessed that I can do this as right now a hobby, but every day it grows a bit more, and I'm very thankful. So sorry if I start with that, a little self-promotion, I guess. But yeah, I'm very thankful, and I don't want to leave that unsaid. So yes, thank you. Also, on other news, we have Photowalks, and you might think what Photowalks means. I bumped into this website like yesterday doing the research for the news, and it's basically a website where you can list a photo walk in your area. So if you're organized photo walks or you're interested in going in any photo walks with other people, you can check it out there. It's not film specific, but you never know. I've seen a few of the listings being the beer and cameras, which started out in California, now is going all around the world. So maybe you're interested in having some kind of photo walk. But yeah, it's always fun to meet other people, not only so much for the picture taking, which I'm not a big fan of doing pictures in groups, but for the drinks after. We all know it's all for the drinks. So doesn't have to be alcohol. So yeah, I hope you enjoy that and check out the website if you're interested in meeting other people with similar ideas. In other news, we have Mint with their Instacon RF 70 with a little update. As I said, you have to go into a website, you have to hit subscribe, and then you get emails. You got to put your email in so you can check it out. So it's not so easy to share. I did it when it was just brand new, when Big Head Tackle did the video, and they came out with a bit of information about the aperture, the fact the self-timer, the lenses and stuff inside the lens, the glass element, sorry. They're working to make probably what will be the best Instax wide camera available. It'll have full manual control, so you can meter yourself, you can set the aperture yourself, you can focus, you can set the time, you can shoot bulb, you can shoot T. So yeah, it's slowly but surely they're doing updates. They still won't do a Kickstarter. They're funding themselves by selling some sort of watch they designed. If you're willing to help them out, you can buy their watch. I hope the link I leave below will work for those guys that are not subscribed to their email listing. If not, let me know and I'll list the email again. As you all might have heard, Ilford is having a bit of a comeback to YouTube. They're doing tutorials and such. Very helpful most of the time. And this week I've seen they've uploaded Ilford Guide to Develop. And it's all very nice and very well done, but there's one step that I highly recommend you don't do if you're new in film, is when you finish developing your film, you pull it out of the reel, is use a squeegee to take the remaining water off, okay? If you have finished developing your film, usually use PhotoFlow or some wetting agent, have it for a minute or so, then pull it out. What I do is I knock on the table of my sink in my darkroom, the remaining water inside the reel, and then I spool off the film and hang it to dry. Don't touch it, don't scratch it, don't do anything. I sometimes use my fingers with gloves. I wet them in the PhotoFlow so they're soapy, there's no sand or dust or anything that can scratch my film emulsion, which is soft and tender, and I rinse out as much as I can. That way, I've never had an issue with dust. If I do, I'll wash it again, but if you scratch your film, there's nothing you can do, especially if you're enlarging your film. Also news, we have Voigtlander coming out with a 50 f1.2. So if you remember the Nocton, I think it's called the Nocton, was a 50 1.1, and now they came out with a 50 1.2, and it's very surprisingly small. As you all know, these rangefinder lenses, it's a Leica M mount, if I haven't said that. All these rangefinder lenses have a problem when they're so at such a big f-stop that basically they usually protrude in the viewfinder and you can't compose a bit of the picture. Ken Rockwell has a lot of information on how much does it protrude inside your viewfinder, and this 50 1.2 seems to be very small for being a 1.2 lens. So if you're into wide open apertures and bokeh and whatnot, check it out. It's priced at, I think, $8.99. I left the link to the Amazon store. It's the only thing I can find apart from other people reviewing it. And I thought a review, if you want to check it out, I'll leave links. Steve Huff has done it. Some Spanish websites have done it, but no news from Voigtlander on their official website yet. Also from Kickstarter, we have news from the Chroma Camera. The Chroma is that 4x5 affordable camera made of acrylic plastic. And they've added now Graflok back. And a Graflok back, if you don't know what it is a special design back that will admit not only 4x5 film holders, but roll film holders. The ones by Horstman, Toyo, Linhof, and other manufacturers' Polaroid backs will hold on to your back with that taking off the ground glass. So you take off your ground glass, you put your film holder or roll film holder, and it has the little tabs usually that lock it into place, and you can use that as 4x5 camera to shoot roll film or other things. So that's the update. There's more stuff in their update if you want to check it out, just so you know. Also, Kodak and Ektachrome, which there's no news yet, but just before I came up here to record the news, there's been news about the Ektachrome in a lab called the Icon in LA. So if you're curious, I left the link to their Instagram account. They've been developing, I guess, the first beta rolls of the Ektachrome film for you to check out. So if you're waiting for that Ektachrome, just so you know that it's actually a real thing, it's happening, and soon it will be with us. And that's all for this week. Short news. As always, you can send any information to the email below. Thanks for watching. See you next week.